Hello, my friends, hello, and welcome once again to Stately Vaughan Manor. So today, we're going to be talking about my plans for July. Now, I did one of these videos for last month, for June, and June was kind of a disaster, but that's okay. I did get a lot of the reading done that I wanted to get done, but not all of it. I did have a week last month that was unusual work-wise, and I just didn't have a lot of time to read, so it was kind of a lost week actually. So I'm hoping that does not happen this month and that everything goes predictably. That'd be nice. It'd be nice if things went predictably for a change. So, what am I going to be reading this month, or what do I hope to be reading this month? I'm going to start off the month with this. The Shining by Stephen King. We all know what this book is about. The Shining by Stephen King. Now, of course, if you've been following my channel at all, you know that I did the Read Every Book by Challenge, and I ended up with reading every book by Stephen King. So I'm on to book number 3, or going to be on to the book number 3, The Shining. I'll be doing this for the rest of my natural life, because this guy, Stephen King, he just keeps on writing books. So as I read them, he'll be writing them. So yeah, and he's written a lot of books, man. I'll be doing this for a while. But someday when I'm 90 something, I might be done. But for right now, I'm on book number 3, The Shining by Stephen King, and I'm looking forward to it. Did read this once when I was much younger, so it'll be interesting to see what I think of it now as an old man. So that's the first book I'm going to be reading. And then I'm moving on to another reading challenge. I'm doing the great Edgar Rice Burroughs reread. Now, when I was a teenager, basically, yeah, my late teens, I read every book pretty much that Edgar Rice Burroughs wrote. And so I'm going to be reading them again as an old guy, starting with A Princess of Mars. So this is the great Edgar Rice Burroughs reread, but if you want to join along with me, it could be the great Edgar Rice Burroughs read along. And David Wiley has already said he's going to read at least the first couple of these and see how it goes. So we'll see. I hope he sticks with it. They're a lot of fun, so he might. So Edgar Rice Burroughs, A Princess of Mars. This has a great cover that was originally from the Marvel Comics 1970s comic book, Warlord of Mars, that was based on the John Carter books. So it's a great, fun cover there. Who did the cover? Does it say? It does say, but I think I can't see it because I don't have got my glasses on and it's really teensy writing. I probably should have brought my glasses. Oh well. It's a cool cover though. Princess of Mars. So I'm going to be doing 2 Edgar Rice Burroughs books a month because they're teensy, or at least they're fairly smaller books. This is long. This book is Tarzan of the Apes, which is long for him. So this is Tarzan of the Apes. This is the Penguin Classics edition, and it's got this great cover by Frank Frazetta. Frank Frazetta has a good story about this particular cover. He actually was commissioned to do these Tarzan covers for Ace books. This was originally from, this might be from Jungle Tales of Tarzan for Ace books. And so he had these 3 covers that he had to do, and he ended up putting them off, and so he ended up doing 3 covers in a weekend. And he talks about how crappy he thinks this cover is, because he just blew through with these 3 paintings, basically in 2 days. So he thought this cover was pretty crappy, but I think it's pretty great. So even Frank Frazetta's crappy paintings, according to him, are pretty darn great. So I'm happy that they actually used a Frazetta cover for this volume, this Penguin volume. So I'm looking forward to reading that once again. Then, now this is one of the books that I was supposed to read last month, but I just ran out of time. But I'm going to get to it this month, and that would be Brian Lumley's Necroscope. I'm doing the Retro Necro, the Necroscope retrospective, where I'm going to be looking back at the Necroscope series. I'm probably going to end up reading every book of this series. So, yeah. And look at that fantastic cover. It's just amazing. Bob Eggleton did this cover. He did the whole line of Necroscope covers. They're all pretty cool. They all have that look. So, yeah. Great stuff. Iconic covers. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this whole series. I have it on good authority that these are great vampire books. I did read the first few of them, but it was a long time ago. I remember them being crazy. So I'm looking forward to getting to that this month. Definitely going to read this month. And if I have time, I'm going to get to 2 more books, and these are both science fiction books. This one is an oddity. This one I had from, this is one of my vintage science fiction books. I'm going to be reading a ton of vintage science fiction books. Another project that I'll be doing for the rest of my life. And this one is interesting. This one is Matrix by Douglas R. Mason. I have found nothing about Douglas R. Mason. I really got to dig through the internet and find out who this guy was and find out a little bit about this book. So, yeah, Matrix, not the Matrix we are familiar with from the films. This is an entirely different thing. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to finding out what this is. I have a bunch of old science fiction books. I have no idea what they're about. And then, if I have time, I'm going to be continuing the great Frank Herbert-a-thon this coming month. I'm not sure I'll be able to get to Frank Herbert every month. I'm hoping to. I'm going to be reading, this is my cruddy old copy of Dune Messiah by Frank Herbert. By next week, I should have up, next week I should have up my review of Dune. And then this is the second in the Dune series, Dune Messiah by Frank Herbert. So, yeah, it's a junky old copy I got at Half Price Books, apparently for $3. With an old sticker on it. So not the best copy in the world, but that's okay. Dune Messiah. So, yeah, that's what I'll be reading this month. We will see how it goes. I'm hoping it goes better this month than it did last month. Man, last month was a disaster. So it goes sometimes. Of course, as one of the things that made it a disaster is because I didn't read as much X-Men as I wanted to. I've got another challenge, the read every issue of the X-Men, and there was like a couple weeks when I didn't read anything from the X-Men, which is exactly not what I wanted to happen. So this month, I got to really catch up with the X-Men because I got to read every issue. It's a challenge. But I'm having a good time with it. I'm surprised by how much I'm enjoying those old early 60s X-Men comic books. This is the old team with Iceman and Angel and Marvel Girl. They're a lot of fun, actually. So I'm having a good time with that. I'm enjoying the reading I've been doing lately. Having a good time doing this channel and connecting with all of you wonderful folks. So yeah. That is what we've got coming up for the future for my reading. And of course, as I read this stuff, I will be talking about it here on this channel, along with a bunch of other stuff I'm going to be talking about on this channel. You know how I am. I never shut up. But I'm going to shut up right now. And I will catch you next time because Saturday is going to be Sherlock Saturday. So I will see you on Sherlock Saturday when I talk about the first Sherlock Holmes novel, which is the first Sherlock Holmes story, A Study in Scarlet. So I will see you then for Sherlock Saturday. Bye, guys.